amazing, beautiful people. It is the Joe Digital here showing you how I am getting ready to craft this custom quartz crystal necklace piece. Hoping that you enjoy it. This is what I'm using. I'm using copper wire, okay, 16 gauge. I'm just freestyling, so I don't really have a desired length. I'm just going based on what I feel. Okay, special clippers that I am using have the clamp in the middle and they have the tweezer on the top, if I hope I'm saying it right. All right. This is my first video crafting a charm for this new quartz crystal that I just got from Bohemian Chic. Go ahead and check them out. Okay, I love them over there. All right. I actually picked up two, you know. So real quick, just want to say before I go into it, this is already done, okay, and it is ready for purchase. If you are inquiring about it, go ahead and check out the website, okay. The link will be in my description and also in the comment section. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping the copper around the middle of the crystal, okay. So what I want to do, what I'm doing right now, oh, I dropped it. No, I'm just playing. Um, it's all good. It didn't, you know, nothing happened to it. What I like to do is I just start in the middle of the crystal, and I like to start with the middle of the copper, and just feeling things out, like because I am just freestyling. I just, I have everything in my mind that I desire to create. I'm just kind of going off of what's being shown to me in my mind. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm securing the crystal by wrapping it. All right. And by holding it in place, I am then taking my other hand and I'm wrapping the bottom just so that I can kind of go around that quartz point on the bottom. Okay. And this kind of will be the bottom. This will be the base of the crystal. This will be the part where it will be aiming down. Okay. Then what I want to do is what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take the bottom of the coil and I'm gonna take the wire and go up the back. Okay. That's where I'm gonna be creating my bail. All right. That's gonna be where I'm creating my bail, or when I'm complete with the charm design where you can hang your chain or your necklace onto it. All right. So now I'm taking the top of the copper wire and I'm just going around. A lot of people like to use thicker copper wire. I was not able to locate any at Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby, but there are definitely thicker copper wires you can definitely find online. Not just Amazon. Definitely check with your local um, hobby establishment, or wholesaler. They have. Well, I really love how the 12 looks, even though I don't have any 12 with me right now. The 12-inch and anything smaller in the smaller size, it adequates to the thicker of the capacity. The smaller the size, the thicker the wiring will be. All right. And then the higher the size, like as you can see on the left, I have a 16 and I have a 26. So the 26 is the very thin one. The 16 is like the mid grade of what I'm showing you right here. And the, yeah, no, the 20, and then I have the 16. My apologies. So, yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just building the bale. All right. And I already have the design pretty much set up. Okay. So, next, what I'm going to be doing is in most cases, it would be done. It could be done just like that. But y'all know me. Y'all know I like to go over and beyond. You know what I mean? So right now, what I'm doing is centering everything, okay? And I'm going to then take, as you will see in this video, this will not be a full video because, of course, I was having some issues with my camera. So I will show you the finished product, but I'm going to take some of the thinner copper wire and I'm going to connect the bottom. I'm going to start connecting the bottom with the spiral. I'm going to use the medium one next. All right. This is my 20, I believe. Yeah, this is my 20 gauge. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a conductor. You know what I mean? For those of y'all might know what conductor means. I'm gonna make an energy conductor. And so, as you all know, copper is amazing for creating energy, holding energy, and it goes really good with quartz crystal because quartz crystal is a master healer crystal. Quartz crystal is also a crystal for your third eye and for your crown chakra as well. It helps to amplify the energy of all other crystals that are in the vicinity of it, as well as it amplifies your ability to it amplifies your ability to read minds, whether it's your own mind or other people's minds, and you can kind of tell what is going to happen. Y'all know about my laws of cause and effect that I talk about on my channel. When you know the cause, you know what the effect will be. When you know the effect, you know what the cause was. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm spinning the cord, the thinner cord around the medium cord. I'm spinning the 26 around the 20. Okay. The 26 is the very thin one. And you have to be very careful when you're spinning the really thin ones because they will break. Okay. Which they didn't break in this one, but I'm just letting you know if you pull on it a lot or if you zigzag it when you weave, it can look amazing and also it can pop, you know. It depends on, how strong you're pulling at it, but I believe it's an amazing look. So, it was just one of those things that I decided I wanted to create, and so I went ahead and um I just started spinning in around the 20. And as y'all can see, I'm pushing it together. Okay. So it doesn't matter how wide it is when you spin it. You just do a couple. Like if y'all could see, I'm doing 10. I'm going around 10. And then when I stop, I'll push them together so that it has that flush look. And y'all will see, all right, when you purchase this, just how intricate it looks. All right, this is going to be a one-on-one. I don't know if I'm going to make this design again. What I'm aiming for is I want all my crystal designs to be a one-of-one. I don't want to mass produce a bunch of crystals that look the same. You know what I mean? Not crystals, but crystal charms, because each crystal, even though it is the same crystal, like let's just say in the top of the screen, there is another quartz crystal up there that I did purchase from Bohemian Chic, but each crystal is different. So each crystal has its own energy. And what I'm doing is I'm calling on each crystal's energy to show me what design is going to be the best for that said crystal. All right. So for this one right here, I'm going in with the conductor. I'm spinning it, spinning it, spinning it. I'm using the pliers to tighten it, and when you tighten it, it kind of secures it very close to the actual copper wire. Okay, the thicker one. It secures the thinner wire to the thicker wire. So it has less capacity to move around, right? So it gives it that look of that as if it were created that way. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm just tightening, tightening. And Shout out to all my people who create custom jewelry and what have you. This is my first attempt, okay? And I have been watching lots and lots and lots of content on it. So shout out to the people who have paved the way, who have done their due diligence and creating amazing masterpieces. All right. I'm totally inspired. That's why I'm over here. You know what I mean? Trying my hand. Y'all know me, man, because y'all know if it's one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create. Oh, look, there it is. Look, it snapped. But it's all good because I'm already where I want to be. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna do that side, okay, and then I'm gonna see how I feel with the other side next. But yeah, as I was saying before I was interrupted, I really appreciate just the creativity that I have been able to come across on my journey. And it's just one of those things because as y'all know, since the beginning of my YouTube journey, as I was starting my journey, I was starting to purchase crystals and I was trying to make necklaces and stuff, but I was mostly just making charms and I would put them on my seashell necklace that I already was gonna wear anyway. And it's just one of those things, that I've always wanted to do anyway. But, you know, you in the beginning, I wanted to just do my own thing. Like I didn't want to do anything like anyone else. However, I did eventually want to learn the fundamentals just so that I can hone my own craft when I do go back to making my own thing. So, for anyone who was kind enough to share how to fundamentally do it the right way, you are greatly appreciated. All right. And thank you for bestowing the wisdom and knowledge onto me. I promise I will share what I learned with the collective. All right. So yeah, so what I'm doing is I flip the wire around and I wove in the other side. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to leave some of the wire exposed on each side. All right, and I want the middle to have like that conductor look. And y'all will see when I'm done twisting this here. Yeah, so this is like a video like where I'm actually talking over what was already pre-recorded. I had the babies over, so they was doing a thug fizzle. They was doing the most, so I didn't really want all that in the background. I love them to death, but I wanted y'all to really be able to learn without a lot of the other things that was going on. So, um, and plus I was able to show them how to do it too. Which I did that off camera. Because anything that I learn, I always want to show them as well. So what I'm doing is I'm trying it out. Um, as I was saying earlier, you see the bottom one side is leaning over and the other side is kind of open, so I don't want the crystal to fall out, so I'm coming up with a way to secure the crystal to the base. All right. And yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And I'm just using the pliers to kind of fold that wire in there in between, to get it underneath that other copper wire just so that I can secure it. What I want to do is I at least want to get two good wraps. If I can get three, that's cool. If I could get four, that's perfect. But um in the making of this video, I did not have all of my um tweezers and everything that I needed as of yet. I do have everything now, but this is the one that I had when I made this video. And so y'all know me, I'll work with what I got, and ain't no shame on my game. I'll make it work, and then I'll follow back up with what I need as I go. Which, as I said earlier, I did go back to the hobby store and get the rest of my tools that I needed to, so that I can fine hone my craft. But in this video, I'm only working with one. So listen, if y'all are going out to buy, tools, if you are inspired by making crystal jewelry, or if you if I inspired you to do your thing, just know that, you do not have to go out there and spend a whole fortune on getting into this. You could just get what you need to get started, and you can come back periodically. And if something catches your eye, you can go back and um spend what you feel on what you feel you need. And there's going to be a lot of different things to buy. Like, you don't have to go crazy, because trust and believe, just like with any hobby or anything that you do, you don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff and then it just be sitting around. So definitely, I encourage you to just get what you need, and then if something calls to you, then you'll know as you go along. All right. So I personally got my stuff you know, I got my copper at Hobby Lobby, but I got my tools at Walmart, because I love the price. Like, the prices were excellent in Walmart, believe it or not, even though, um, y'all know, if y'all know, y'all know, you know what I mean? But hey, listen, this time I was able to get in and get out. So, one love to Walmart. Um, but yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm just trying out what I feel is gonna work. As I said earlier, I'm just trying to get that base secured underneath the crystal. I don't want it to slip out. If this were gonna be a crystal that I would just keep like on my nightstand, or something that I'm putting on the wall, then that's different. But because this is something that I wanna really get it to y'all, for somebody who's motivated enough to purchase this amazing piece, I want y'all to be able to enjoy it for a long time. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely showing y'all my step by step. And as I said earlier, this will not be the full video. This will just be, the introductory, and then I'll show you what ended up happening at the end. Of course, good news. I'll show you how it turned out. And then following the end of this video, y'all can then go to the website and, you know, first come, first serve basis. You order it, I will send it out. You know what I mean? And, with real time tracking information, and, reasonable price, for those of y'all who are motivated to shop with me, you know, make sure that it's amazing for you. So yeah, so what I'm doing right now, as y'all can see, I'm just getting it. Thought I had got more of it into the camera. I apologize about that. And I was in the zone, so yeah, but I'm gonna show it to you still. I'm just using the tweezer to just kind of pull it through. And I like how it doesn't look like super bulky, just has that nice clean look to it. So, yeah. Yeah, by the way, if y'all are liking this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and like this video, leave a comment underneath, and share this with a few like-minded people if you are inspired to, if you are motivated to. All right. And just know that even if you can't buy this, or if it doesn't strike you to hop on the website and get it, another way that you can definitely support the channel is to like the content. Just hit that like button. All right. you know your liking of the content, it goes a long way. All right. So I just want to say that real quick, let y'all know that I appreciate y'all for checking out the content. All right. But yeah, most cases I didn't have to really keep twisting this. but I was going with a certain look. I could have cut it a long time ago. I could have probably cut it like 2 loops back or 3 loops back, but I wanted to give it that look, like that conductor look that I was going for. Um, and as y'all can see, I'm tightening the coils. As you twist it, they will get tighter and they will go closer to each other so that it doesn't have any gaps. And then I'm just taking that edge, that last edge, and I'm just going until it disappears. And this comes in handy for times where you can't use your fingertips, because all my other chains that I made three chains so far, and I've used my hands with all of them. And I was like, you know what? I always wanted to use the tools, you know. And this is my first time really going all into it, so um and I got plenty more to make. I got plenty more I want to create for y'all. I have some amazing ideas that I'm gonna be sharing with the collective. And also I'm gonna be making myself some stuff too, just in case if y'all see me wearing some stuff and y'all want me to make something, y'all could go ahead and email me, or you know, however you want to get in contact with me, we could work it out. You know what I'm saying? PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's easier for you, we can make it happen. All right, so next, all right, so I'm going into the next part of the video, the next phase of the video. What I'm doing is I'm gonna make like a circle base behind it, you know, and I'm figuring it out right now. I got the thickest, no, I got the 20 going. I didn't get the 16 this time, but I got the 20 going. And then boom, here's the end of it. All right. As y'all can see, I made a conductor going through the front. You know what I mean? Flavorful. You know what I mean? I got the dream catcher in the back cooking. You know what I'm saying? Not too shabby for my first trip, right? Yeah, definitely, definitely. If y'all see yourself having this, whether you wear it on a necklace or you want to put it in your car, whatever's easier for you, you know what I mean? Look, I got the zigzags and all of that. You know, instead of it being a spiral, I got the zigzags. I could rewind that clear quartz crystal. Let's rock. Um, let's, hit me up on my website, thejoeydigitalexperience.com, or you can email me at thejoeydigitalexperience@gmail.com. All right. I love y'all. I'm thinking of y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one.